Brian, your thoughts on the DOGE?
Bob, I'm a fiscal conservative. I want spending cuts. I want significant spending cuts. I want to get rid of waste. I've been in Washington too long to have a lot of optimism for this commission, unfortunately. When Musk said he wants to eliminate a third of federal spending, that showed a lack of familiarity where the money goes. I mean, you can't get rid of a third of the government without eviscerating Social Security, Medicare, defense, veterans. That's not going to happen. The other worry I have is Elon Musk put out a meme a couple days ago, mainly targeting interest on the debt as ways to eliminate, which you can't do unless you're paying off the debt. And Vivek Ramaswamy said that we need to defund the $500 billion spent on programs with expired authorizations, seemingly without realizing that that would mean eliminating veterans health care, the Department of Justice, NASA, and all American embassies. This suggests that they're being a little more gimmicky and frankly in over their heads rather than actually looking for waste and efficiencies, which is hard. There's 10,000 federal programs. There's a lot of waste. Each program has its own story for how it's wasteful. You really need experts going through the weeds rather than sitting on Twitter talking about not paying interest on the debt. I'm not sure that members of Congress are going to suddenly vote for a risky or irresponsible, cut just because two GOP billionaires wrote a report suggesting it. I wish they would go after true waste, and I'm not sure they have the attention span to do that.
Maybe the idea is just don't raise the debt ceiling and then you don't pay the interest. Who knows? The default strategy. I haven't heard that yet, so I hope we don't hear that. Ben, what do you have to add on the DOGE?
Boy, I hope I can be 1/10 as diplomatic as Brian. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's not. Well, okay. I will agree. I actually do think that the money we spend on interest is the biggest waste of government spending. I mean, we're spending more money on interest payments now than we do on national defense. That is money that we're not getting any new benefit for. It's just a cost of procrastination and bad decisions from previous generations of policymakers. So I do agree with that. But you can't cut $2 trillion from the budget just through finding waste, fraud, and abuse. As Brian was saying, the vast majority of federal spending is Social Security, Medicare, healthcare costs, national defense, all things that Trump has pledged not to cut. There is not $2 trillion of spending in things that he has said that is on the table that could be cut, let alone just cutting waste from those programs. So I think there's a clear lack of familiarity with where the money goes and what actually could be cut. The other concern I have, frankly, is Elon Musk is somebody with a lot of government contracts who I think there's a big conflict of interest here. NASA was one of the agencies that Brian mentioned. Is this DOGE going to actually be reducing the debt, or is it going to be proposing let's get rid of NASA and let SpaceX do everything? I'm very concerned about the direction it's going to go. I think it being a joke would be the best possible realistic outcome here, frankly, and the possibilities for real damage or corruption are far greater. The other thing I'll say, though, Brian, is I did hear that if there are any folks who want to dedicate 80 hours a week of unpaid volunteer activities to identify the $2 trillion of waste, they'd be happy to have your help. I think they could use your expertise.